Now we're going to make a bow. Sorry for the interruption. Again, my camera decided it needed to turn off. There we go. And that bow might look a little too big for this wreath. Let's see. Perhaps. Yeah, let's make it a little bit smaller. There. And I think I can cut the ends off as well. See? Not too shabby. And I'm out of glue dots, so I'm stealing one from my paper pumpkin. Actually, I like to put 2 glue dots on the back of my... Oh boy. Can I get that off? There. There. I like to use 2 glue dots on the back of my bows, just so it's on there sturdy. Come on, stay on there. There we go. And now I'm going to just place it, I guess I could place it on top and then it would just go over like that. That would be cute. There we go. Okay, that way I can make it just a tad bigger without it taking over the whole thing. There we go. And I might need to cut it just a little bit. Yeah. There. Okay. And then this, I actually think I would like to, put this on with some dimensionals. I'm going to use the mini dimensionals, or actually I have these little, I have the regular, but you can just cut these little tiny pieces. I just cut them up. And if I need to cut them up smaller, I can do that as well. Come back. He ran away. I don't waste anything if I can help it. Got to use every single piece. I think I'll do 3 just so it holds itself up evenly as possible. Definitely got to put one behind the bow. And I cut my fingernail, so it's a little bit harder to get this out. There we go. And I don't want to cover up the window. We worked so hard on that window. Oh, there. That is the finishing touch. That's what we needed. And if you don't have that color of thread, anything you have that's green, pink, that will match. Even brown, anything in the color scheme. It'll work. And what was I going to do next? Oh, yes. Next, we're going to put together a very quick tag. So stay tuned for that. And I just want to do the final show. Like I said, you can always put something back here. I might put white there later, not sure. But I kind of like it, like I said before, double-sided. And you open it up, and you can either write inside it with black pen or black marker, or you can put a white piece of paper in there and write a message. Whatever you want. I think this came out really cute, and I'm glad you guys spent some time with me to make that. The next one is going to go by much faster, a lot less pieces, so stay tuned. So we're going to do a cute little gift tag using the same stamp set. We're going to use the door again, and this time we're going to use this flowery wreath. And if you remember, I did show you that the flowery wreath is the one next to the flower pot and the sunflowers. And these two together are the Christmas wreaths. So that's the one you want. And you want the little hello from there. And we also want this little square from right there on the other piece. and we want the welcome mat, and of course the door again. And you'll want to get out your framelits. We're going to use all of those, just like the last one. We are not going to cut out the windows this time. This time we're just going to use these two, okay? We're also using the small die cuts for cutting out the sign and for cutting out the wreath. And so we're using the welcome, and let me get that out so you can see that one, and this one, and this one. Okay, we're also going to use soft suede. If you don't have soft suede and you want to use something light, I would go for gray, classic gray, or maybe even, well, early espresso is a little bit dark, but it's not black. So you want something that's not going to be black. Okay, and we're going to use, again, Old Olive. We're going to use some Pool Party, and we're going to be using some Whisper White and some watercolor pencils again. And we're going to be using some, oh goodness, I just forget the names of those colors. It's the Nature's Twine, but I forget the name of the color, but it's, I think it's sandstone or something. Anyway, I've got a little hole there. Rip. Oh, okay. And then we're also going to use this beautiful ribbon. Okay. And I'll put the names and numbers for these below because honestly I don't recall. I had cut these out before in preparation, so sorry. Bear with me, please. Okay, so I'm going to use this little Stampin' Spot for the first time, so I'm going to have to, all I do is just go like that with some scissors and pry it apart. And I'm just going to kick this up. Make sure I get full coverage. And we're going to use it on the Pool Party. So it doesn't really matter what size you have, just grab a scrap, and it's got to be big enough to fit this. And the two thinlit dies that are going to go around it. Beautiful. It's even darker than I thought it was going to be. I wanted it to be a little bit lighter than that, even soft. Oh well. If you have a softer, lighter color, go for it. We're also going to use this Whisper White, and we're going to do the same thing again. You're going to take your door and put all your ink on it. And if you want to know where I got this from, one of my paper pumpkins. That's the great thing about paper pumpkin. You get a kit and then you get a different color every month to use in your kit. So you can use that on all your projects. Pretty cool. Okay, that's it for the door. And we are also going to do our wreath. I'm not sure if I want to do it in this color, if I want to do it in a different color. I guess we can use this color. Oops, I'm always doubling up on things, so I have a couple other things on the other side. I'm going to go down here so I have room to separate these. Okay, you know what? I don't like how that came out. I pressed too hard. I'm afraid to not get a good impression, so sometimes I press hard and I smudge it because I'm moving my hands. And you don't really need all that much. So I'm going to do it again right about here. Much better. Okay. That over there. Next, I'm going to do my welcome. And I'm going to do it on the green, the olive, old olive, using the same ink spot. Okay. And one more thing. Yes, we are going to use the hello as well. But before I do that one, I have to find that little square. Here you are. Little square. I'm going to do you. And then I'm going to do the hello inside of it. And we're going to use the white for that. And I smudged it. I knew I would. I hit it too hard. Just gotta kiss it. Just kiss the paper with it. You don't have to get crazy. And then put the hello inside it. Yay! Sorry if you didn't see that. I'll do that again. It looked like I was off camera. We can't have that. Okay. And I'm in camera. Okay. Like that. And then take the hello and just put it right there in the middle. Whoops. Okay. Now, that is all our stamping, I do believe. Okay, now we have to do some cutting. And I forgot, I need one more thing. Ah, I got this little sucker to cut up my welcome mat. Okay, so now we're going to get big shotting. Now we're going to be big shots. That is Billy Joel's song, I do believe. I'm going to be a big shot. All right. And we're going to bring this up a little bit. I hope. Is that as high as I can get it? Perhaps. Okay. Again, bottom plate, magnetic form, top plate. And again, the reason I'm doing that, why? It won't work. You know what? You switch them around, and then these won't work. Look at that. I have used this a million trillion times. No warping, guys. I wish I could remember the lady that had that video that told us about it, because I would love to be able to give her credit. So what I'm going to do here is just try to put on all my doodads. Now on this one, okay, on the white, we're just going to do the big one around the outside of the door, okay? And we're going to do, you know what, I need to cut this paper because the pieces I'm using are not going to quite fit. And I want to be able to do them all in one go. Make sure that's wrapped around. Okay. And I want to do the good imprint of my wreath. I want the good one. Now this is the part, I'll tell you, I'm going to close up for this for a minute. This is the challenging part, and if anybody knows a better way to do this, I would love to hear it. So I'm constantly moving this to try to find where these edges match up. And of course, let's see. Ah, wait, I just figured it out. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so it doesn't help if you do that. Okay. The other ones you can just put, you know, you can tape this down and stamp inside. I've seen other people do that, but this has that hole in the middle, so you can't really. But I guess if you make a little notch as to where you did that, does this line up? See, this notch will line up with that notch. Coolio. Now I just got to figure out which direction I had it when I was cutting it, and to find the magnet spot. Okay, well, for the sake of time, I'm not going to spend an hour doing this, so it may not come exactly right. because ain't nobody got, we don't have all day. Come on, get it going. All right, so now we're going to do this little one. Oops, back up. Back it up. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. It's a good thing I didn't go into television producing or anything. Ugh, that feels bent. There we go. So we will put that around the hello. And then we will get our welcome. And put this one around here. Now I don't have room to do the other door, so we'll do that separately. But at least we're getting more than one on a go, right? Trying to be somewhat efficient. Okay, so now we're going to run these through. Oops, make sure your sandwich is all lined up, or it'll look like mine where it's shredded on the sides. Well, you know what? When I first started doing this, that cracking sound made me nervous. Now I look forward to it. It's therapeutic. It's like crack, 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 crack. Okay, we've got our door. Isn't that beautiful? Gosh, I just love that stamp. It is just amazing. And we've got our little hello. And our, well, that came out all right. Trying to put all my dies in the same spot so I don't lose them. Our little welcome mat. Yep. Actually, that came out a lot better than when I cut mine. Yeah, a lot better, I think. Looks more like a welcome mat and less like a trapezoid. Okay. Now the last thing we have to do is get our pretty little blue paper. Pool party. Makes me want to go swimming. Okay. Oops. Sizzix side up, so the flat part's on the left, so you can have that little part. Or do we need that? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. We are going to do it that way anyway, and you'll see why in a second. We could cut it out, but you know what? I'm going to try it this way. You'll see why in a minute. Yes, okay, so what we're going to do is situate that around the edge of the door. This part right here. Oops, hold my finger, hold my paper right there. Like that. And so that's going to go where those little creases are. And you might have to move it a little to get it to match up to where the magnets are underneath there. Okay? And we're going to run that through. Make sure everything's lined up. And we're done with that. So yes, it's going to look like this. However, I'm going to get my second favorite tool. First favorite tool is my bone folder. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut right there. So let's get a little bit closer with air and extra dry. Okay, without shaking everything. And it's not long enough to line up here. Let's move this a little bit. So, boop, 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 doop. Okay, so it's not, paper's not long enough to line up on this side so much, so I use that as well. Or I could just be smart and do it this way. Now I've got to be careful because I only want to do this piece right here. Oops. There. We want our door to look like that, and we're going to have that piece left. Okay? You can use that for a different design. Now you've got two options here. You can either leave this on here and put that, well, no, I don't see how you couldn't take it off. I was going to say you could cut this out and use it for a different project, but you know what? Then that's not going to stick. So that's how we're doing it, like that, okay? In retrospect, I wished I had done this that way. We could have used that as the background. Live and learn. I hope I learned something in my lifetime. I hope. And I do want to use my snail. I love this stuff. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, sorry, I am a terrible singer. I don't know why I keep trying to sing. Sorry, I hope you guys aren't damaged for life. Let's see, how am I going to make sure this is lined up? Best I can. There we go. Oh, not too shabby for me. Came out pretty good, actually. Okay. That's done. Now we are going to... Where is it? I know I cut it out. Get our little welcome mat. Now, this is small, so we're going to have to put it on. Whoops. I think I should have shoved it under here. That might have been a better move. Yeah. Shoot. Okay. If you didn't, then you can just put it on top, but I think, yeah, it would look better like that. So I'm going to lift this up just a tad and put some glue right here, whoops, on the edge, and then put the stinker in. This is why I always advise watch the video first and then go back and make it. I know I'm not the only one who kind of changes things up as you go along, because you start thinking, oh, this might be better. There, that's going to hold better. It looks kind of 3D-ish. That's supposed to. Okay. Then we are going to get our cute little wreath and get out our pencils. And let's see what colors would go good with the pool party. So I'm thinking some melon mambo. That always goes pretty well. And we're going to use some yellow. And we're going to use some green. Actually, we got some pool party here, right? Oh, it's Bermuda Bay. Close enough. Let's get some green in there. Okay. And any colors you want, really. It doesn't have to be any specific colors at all. Anything you want. I'm going to use a brighter one. What is this? Melon Mambo. Looks like I need to sharpen my pencils a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And you can get yours colored, and we'll be back in a second. Okay, so I finished coloring mine. I just used a variety of colors, and it is very small, so my coloring is not that great. But I ended up using Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, Old Olive, and Bermuda Bay, just to give it some nice coloring. It's kind of spring-like. And I am going to use dimensionals. Like I said, I'm just going to use some spares that I have and put that on the back. The extra, not spares, but you know, the sides. Or I would use miniature, because I have one big one left on this, but I think it's going to be too big. So if you can always cut it, you know, in different pieces, if that's all you have left. And before I stick it on there, I would first like to find my little hello. And I'm wondering how I want to do that. If I want to put that on with some puffy things. Yeah, I think I do, sorry for the smacks, I think I do want to put that on with some dimensionals. I'm going to get little pieces here and there. I'm going to build this up before I go ahead and put it on. And I think I will put the hello towards the bottom a little bit. There we go. Now it's time for our little string. I'm going to do a little bow. This is actually thicker than the string I wanted to use, or thicker than what I was planning to use, but this is what I have. So make your little rabbit ears over, under, and through, just like you taught your kids. Whoops! Except I didn't do it right. Fumble fingers. I might have been better if I cut this bigger. Okay, rabbit ears. Under, through, and pull. And don't worry about what it looks like when you're done. Say, oh no, that's horrible. You're going to spend about 5 to 10 minutes playing with this until it looks the way you want it, if you're like me. If you are a professional or advanced, it will take you 35 seconds. But I keep having to mess with it. Plus, I don't want it to be too big. Ooh, that is like really, really big. Wow. A lot bigger than I wanted it to be. I think I might have to get some string. Yeah, I don't like that. That is a little bit too big, don't you think? I'm going to get the string I have from this kit. It's Love What You Do Little Embellishments Kit. This is great. It's got all kinds of little tags and pre-cut embellishments and cardboard and these cute little sequins. I love this. Love it, love it. I use it quite often. I think that this string will probably suit our purposes better. Let's see. This might be too thin. We'll see. Because that is such a small, small little wreath. This time I cut it a little bit bigger so I don't have to worry about my fumble fingers so much. It might seem like a waste to cut the string really big, but it just depends. I mean, if you're able to do a bow with very little string, then don't worry about it. But if you're not, see, that just curls right up. Okay. I might forego this.